I just want to go back to a subject that we've talked about quite a bit, which is the deity Avalokiteshvara. Now, you notice I am not saying the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, because I'm really not referring to the Avalokita from the Sutra tradition. I'm referring to the deity Avalokiteshvara, who appears in the Vajrayana and Tantra texts. Now, specifically, what I want to look at and introduce you to is the red forms, sometimes called Rakta, Lokeshvara, Rakta Avalokita. So, really in art, now we're really looking at paintings, we're looking at scroll works, and we're looking at murals, because we can't really tell with sculpture, except by the number of arms and the appearance and the attributes, hand attributes and body posture. But with the red forms of red Avalokiteshvara, there's really about 12. There's likely going to be more than 12, but 12 are identified in art and also through the accompanying Tibetan and some Sanskrit texts and Newari texts as well. There's really only two that are most popular in art. That are, let's just say they're fairly generic, and that is the Jinasagara and then the Shristhikanta. The Jinasagara, we actually have two types. We have a Sarma tradition of Jinasagara that comes from Mitra Yogin, one face, two arms with a consort. Then we have the Nyingma form of Jinasagara, which is identical to the four-armed Avalokiteshvara, except with red in color and with a consort. So these two types of Jinasagara, and then the Shristhikanta, these are the most common in painting. Now, we do have another one that's extremely popular in Kathmandu Valley, and it's called Rato Macchendranath, and this one is very, very common to find in painting and sculpture, and there's also temples dedicated to this form of Avalokiteshvara. And I believe it's very much related to the Pakpa Lokeshvara as well. Now, aside from these, then we have about I guess about 8 that are just not so common in art, and they're found in early Indian and early Tibetan collections of sadhanas, and they're figures named Padmanatha, the Lotus Lord. Another one just called Rakta Lokeshvara, which is this red Lokeshvara. Chintamani Lokeshvara, Triloki Vijaya, Vajradharma. Then we also have a seated figure, which is almost identical to Amitayas, except without the long life vase, and that's Vajradharma Lokeshvara. And then we also have a very rare form of the 11-faced, 1,000-armed red, Ekadasha Mukha, red in color. And then we have another seated red form that's very, very similar to Amitayas and with consort, and that is coming out of the Nyingma Terma tradition, revealed treasure tradition of Pema Lingpa. So these are the main ones. These are the ones that can be generally found in art. Now, there are more textually, but they just generally don't appear. They don't easily appear in art. Now, there is one form of Avalokiteshvara that I've just not mentioned at all. It's not all that common in art, but it's actually a form of Guhya Samaja from the Anuttara Yoga Tantras. We have the two famous forms of Guhya Samaja are the Akshobhya Vajra, blue in color, and then the Manju Vajra, orange in color. But we also have a red form, and it's the Avalokita Guhya Samaja. And but we kind of treat it a little bit separate. It's a little bit like Guhya Samaja with the name Avalokita. It's a little different than these other forms. and different in function also. So we'll leave it there. You can press the like button, you can subscribe, you can join HAR on Patreon and help support the work we do, or you can go directly to the homepage of Himalayan Art Resources and make a donation there. Thank you very much.